Question 1. What year did the United Kingdom join the European Economic Community, which later became known as the European Union? A. 1973. B. 1985. C. 1992. D. 1965. Answer: A. 1973. The United Kingdom joined the European Economic Community, now known as the European Union, in 1973. Question 2. Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of the Second World War? A. Winston Churchill. B. Neville Chamberlain. C. Clement Attlee. D. Harold Wilson. Answer: B. Neville Chamberlain. Neville Chamberlain was the British Prime Minister at the start of the Second World War in 1939. Question 3. What is the main function of the UK's Privy Council? A. To advise the Queen on governmental matters. B. To regulate commerce. C. To oversee the judiciary. D. To manage foreign affairs. Answer: A. To advise the Queen on governmental matters. The Privy Council primarily serves to advise the monarch on various issues related to the governance of the Commonwealth realms. Question 4. Which monarch established the Church of England? A. Queen Victoria. B. King Henry VIII. C. King James I. D. Queen Elizabeth I. Answer: B. King Henry VIII. King Henry VIII established the Church of England in 1534 after separating from the Roman Catholic Church. Question 5. What landmark piece of legislation granted the right to vote to women over the age of 30 in 1918? A. The Equal Franchise Act. B. The Representation of the People Act. C. The Women's Enfranchisement Act. D. The Suffragette Act. Answer: B. The Representation of the People Act. This act granted the right to vote to women over the age of 30 in 1918. Question 6. Describe the purpose of the Good Friday Agreement. A. To establish the European Union. B. To resolve the Spanish succession. C. To end the conflict in Northern Ireland. D. To create trade agreements with Ireland. Answer: C. To end the conflict in Northern Ireland. The Good Friday Agreement was signed in 1998 and was aimed at bringing an end to the Troubles in Northern Ireland. Question 7. What does the Magna Carta, signed in 1215, primarily represent? A. A trade agreement. B. The foundation of the British constitutional system. C. A military alliance. D. An educational reform. Answer: B. The foundation of the British constitutional system. The Magna Carta is considered a cornerstone of constitutional liberty in the UK. Question 8. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Theresa May. C. Elizabeth II. D. Indira Gandhi. Answer: A. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the first woman to serve as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1979 to 1990. Question 9. In what year did the Great Fire of London occur? A. 1666. B. 1642. C. 1601. D. 1700. Answer: A. 1666. The Great Fire of London occurred in 1666, devastating much of the city. Question 10. What is the significance of the Battle of Hastings in 1066? A. It marked the end of Roman rule in Britain. B. It began the Norman conquest of England. C. It was a religious conflict between the Anglican and Catholic churches. D. It established the British Parliament. Answer B. It began the Norman conquest of England. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 was significant because it began the Norman conquest of England under William the Conqueror. Question 11. What historical document, signed in 1707, resulted in the formation of Great Britain? A. The Acts of Union. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Declaration of Independence. D. The Paris Treaty. Answer A. The Acts of Union. The Acts of Union, signed in 1707, officially united the kingdoms of England and Scotland into one sovereign state known as Great Britain. Question 12. Which British scientist is credited with formulating the laws of motion and universal gravitation? A. Charles Darwin. B. Isaac Newton. C. Michael Faraday. D. Stephen Hawking. Answer B. Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton is credited with formulating the laws of motion and universal gravitation in the late 17th century. Question 13. What British series of laws served as a model for many constitutions around the world? A. The English Bill of Rights. B. The Acts of Parliament. C. The Royal Charters. D. The Statutes at Large. Answer A. The English Bill of Rights. The English Bill of Rights, passed in 1689, has influenced many other constitutions around the world with its affirmation of the rule of law and rights of individuals. Question 14. During which century did the Industrial Revolution begin in Britain? A. 16th century. B. 17th century. C. 18th century. D. 19th century. Answer C. 18th century. The Industrial Revolution began in Britain during the 18th century, bringing profound economic, cultural, and social changes. Question 15. What was the main objective of the British Empire's East India Company? A. To promote religious conversion. B. To explore uncharted territories. C. To conduct trade and assert British dominance in India. D. To study Indian culture and languages. Answer C. To conduct trade and assert British dominance in India. The East India Company was established primarily to expand British trade in the Indian subcontinent and to assert British power. Question 16. Explain the significance of the swinging 60s in British culture. A. It marked a period of economic depression. B. It was characterized by technological innovation. C. It was known for cultural liberalization and artistic innovation. D. It focused on the rebuilding after World War II. Answer C. It was known for cultural liberalization and artistic innovation. The swinging 60s was a period in the 1960s known for significant cultural change and liberalization, influencing music, fashion, and the arts. Question 17. Who authored the famous epic poem Paradise Lost? A. William Shakespeare. B. Geoffrey Chaucer. C. John Milton. D. Charles Dickens. Answer C. John Milton. John Milton authored Paradise Lost, an epic poem in blank verse, considered one of the greatest works of English literature. Question 18. What is the doctrine of parliamentary sovereignty in the UK? A. The judiciary is the supreme authority. B. The Queen has absolute power. C. Parliament has the supreme authority over all other government institutions. D. Local governments can override national law. Answer C. Parliament has the supreme authority over all other government institutions. The doctrine of parliamentary sovereignty holds that the UK Parliament is the supreme legal authority capable of enacting or repealing any law. Question 19. Describe the main cause of the English Civil War in the 17th century. A. Disputes over land ownership. B. Religious differences and authority of the monarchy. C. Economic disagreements between different regions. D. Foreign invasions from France. Answer B. Religious differences and authority of the monarchy. The English Civil War was largely caused by conflicts between Charles I and Parliament over religious freedoms and governance issues, culminating in civil conflict. Question 20. What was the primary reason for the construction of Hadrian's Wall? A. To mark the boundary of the Roman Empire. B. To protect against Viking invasions. C. To serve as a trade barrier. D. To commemorate Hadrian's rule. Answer A. To mark the boundary of the Roman Empire. Hadrian's Wall was constructed to denote the northern limit of Roman Britain and to protect the empire from northern tribes. Question 21. Who was responsible for the establishment of the welfare state in the UK after World War II? A. Winston Churchill. B. Clement Attlee. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Tony Blair. Answer B. Clement Attlee. Clement Attlee, who was Prime Minister after World War II, played a crucial role in establishing the welfare state in the UK, including the founding of the National Health Service. Question 22. What pivotal role did Winston Churchill play during World War II? A. He served as the King of England. B. He was the Prime Minister who led Britain through the war. C. He was a general in the British Army. D. He was a peace negotiator. Answer B. He was the Prime Minister who led Britain through the war. Winston Churchill is renowned for his leadership as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom during World War II. Question 23. What event in 1534 established King Henry VIII's supremacy over the Church of England? A. The signing of the Magna Carta. B. The Act of Supremacy. C. The Nika Riots. D. The Edict of Nantes. Answer B. The Act of Supremacy. The Act of Supremacy in 1534 declared King Henry VIII as the supreme head of the Church of England, which marked the break from the Catholic Church. Question 24. How does the UK Supreme Court function differently from the US Supreme Court? A. The UK Supreme Court does not have the power of judicial review. B. The UK Supreme Court only hears criminal cases. C. The UK Supreme Court has broader powers in international law. D. The UK Supreme Court is not involved in constitutional matters. Answer A. The UK Supreme Court does not have the power of judicial review. Unlike the US Supreme Court, the UK Supreme Court does not have the power to overturn primary legislation passed by Parliament. Question 25. What are the primary responsibilities of the Home Secretary in the UK? A. Managing the country's finances. B. Overseeing domestic security and immigration. C. Handling foreign diplomatic relations. D. Supervising education and health care. Answer B. Overseeing domestic security and immigration. The Home Secretary in the UK is primarily responsible for domestic security, policing, and immigration matters. Question 26. What was the main impact of the Black Death on medieval England? A. It led to significant technological advancements. B. It caused a major decline in population and labour shortages. C. It improved health standards and living conditions. D. It had little to no impact on the society. Answer: B. It caused a major decline in population and labour shortages. The Black Death, or bubonic plague, significantly impacted medieval England by causing widespread mortality and subsequent labour shortages. Question 27. Who are considered the Celts, and what impact did they have on early British history? A. A Scandinavian tribe that invaded Britain. B. Indigenous peoples known for their unique art and culture. C. A Roman legion stationed in Britain. D. A Germanic tribe that settled in Britain. Answer: B. Indigenous peoples known for their unique art and culture. The Celts were indigenous peoples of the British Isles known for their distinct languages, art and cultural practices, significantly influencing early British history. Question 28. What series of agreements led to the devolution of powers to Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland? A. The Acts of Union. B. The Good Friday Agreement, Scotland Act and Government of Wales Act. C. The Magna Carta and Bill of Rights. D. The Treaty of Versailles. Answer: B. The Good Friday Agreement, Scotland Act and Government of Wales Act. These agreements were instrumental in devolving powers to Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, allowing them greater autonomy. Question 29. What is the main function of the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC? A. It serves as the government's communication branch. B. To provide impartial public service broadcasting in the UK. C. To regulate the British film and television industry. D. To promote British culture abroad exclusively. Answer: B. To provide impartial public service broadcasting in the UK. The BBC is tasked with providing impartial and diverse public service broadcasting to inform, educate and entertain the public. Question 30. Who was the British monarch during the Victorian era, and what changes occurred during this time? A. Queen Victoria, significant industrial, cultural and scientific progress. B. Queen Elizabeth I, expansion of colonial territories. C. King Edward VII, modernization of the British military. D. King George III, agricultural advancements. Answer: A. Queen Victoria, significant industrial, cultural and scientific progress. The Victorian era, under Queen Victoria, was marked by profound changes and advancements in industry, culture and science. Question 31. Which war is known as the War to End All Wars? A. World War I. B. World War II. C. The Korean War. D. The Napoleonic Wars. Answer: A. World War I. World War I was historically referred to as the war to end all wars due to its massive scale and the devastation it caused, leading many to hope it would be the last of such conflicts. Question 32. What economic policy did Margaret Thatcher implement during her tenure as Prime Minister? A. She heavily regulated industries. B. She nationalised major industries. C. She implemented neoliberal policies including privatisation. D. She focused exclusively on agricultural subsidies. Answer: C. She implemented neoliberal policies including privatisation. Margaret Thatcher is known for her neoliberal economic policies, which included significant privatisation of state-owned enterprises and deregulation. Question 33. What event marked the formal start of the British Empire? A. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth I. B. The establishment of the Jamestown colony in Virginia. C. The signing of the Magna Carta. D. The Battle of Hastings. Answer B. The establishment of the Jamestown colony in Virginia. The founding of the Jamestown colony in 1607 is often considered the beginning of the British Empire's overseas expansion. Question 34. Who was the first woman to be elected as Speaker of the House of Commons? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Betty Boothroyd. C. Theresa May. D. Harriet Harman. Answer B. Betty Boothroyd. Betty Boothroyd was the first woman elected as Speaker of the House of Commons, serving from 1992 to 2000. Question 35. What is the significance of the Stone of Scone in British ceremonial traditions? A. It is used in the coronation of Scottish monarchs. B. It symbolizes the continuation of Roman traditions. C. It represents the unification of the United Kingdom. D. It is a symbol of peace between England and Scotland. Answer A. It is used in the coronation of Scottish monarchs. The Stone of Scone, also known as the Stone of Destiny, has historically been used in the coronation of Scottish monarchs and is an important symbol of Scottish heritage. Question 36. How did the Glorious Revolution of 1688 change the English monarchy? A. It abolished the monarchy. B. It established a republican form of government. C. It confirmed the supremacy of Parliament over the monarchy. D. It led to the severance of ties with Scotland. Answer C. It confirmed the supremacy of Parliament over the monarchy. The Glorious Revolution led to the establishment of constitutional monarchy, firmly placing Parliament as the supreme governing body in England. Question 37. What significant public health service was introduced in the UK in 1948? A. The National Health Service, NHS. B. The British Red Cross. C. The Health and Safety Executive. D. Public Health England. Answer A. The National Health Service, NHS. The NHS was established in 1948, providing comprehensive healthcare services free at the point of use for all UK residents. Question 38. Which document began the process of limiting the powers of the King and influenced the creation of Parliament? A. The Domesday Book. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Charter of the Forest. D. The Bill of Rights. Answer B. The Magna Carta. Signed in 1215, the Magna Carta was crucial in beginning the process of curtailing the powers of the king and laid foundational principles that influenced the development of Parliament. Question 39. In which battle did Admiral Nelson die, achieving a significant victory over the French and Spanish fleets? A. The Battle of Trafalgar. B. The Battle of Waterloo. C. The Battle of the Nile. D. The Battle of Britain. Answer A. The Battle of Trafalgar. Admiral Horatio Nelson died during the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, where he secured a monumental victory against the combined French and Spanish fleets. Question 40. What major sporting event did London host in 2012? A. The FIFA World Cup. B. The Summer Olympics. C. The Commonwealth Games. D. The UEFA European Championship. Answer B. The Summer Olympics. London hosted the Summer Olympics in 2012, marking the city's third time hosting the Games and showcasing it on a global stage. Question 41. What was the Beveridge Report and how did it impact British society? A. A financial report that led to budget cuts. B. A document proposing reforms to address social inequalities. C. A military assessment during World War II. D. An environmental study on industrial impacts. Answer. B. A document proposing reforms to address social inequalities. The Beveridge Report, published in 1942, outlined proposals for a comprehensive welfare system, leading to the establishment of the welfare state in the UK. Question 42. Who led the suffragette movement that helped women gain the right to vote in the UK? A. Queen Victoria. B. Emmeline Pankhurst. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Mary Wollstonecraft. Answer. B. Emmeline Pankhurst. Emmeline Pankhurst was a prominent leader of the British suffragette movement, which was crucial in gaining voting rights for women. Question 43. What key event triggered the decolonisation process in the British Empire after World War II? A. The signing of the Treaty of Versailles. B. The independence of India in 1947. C. The establishment of the United Nations. D. The Suez Crisis of 1956. Answer. B. The independence of India in 1947. India's independence in 1947 marked a significant turning point and triggered the broader process of decolonisation within the British Empire. Question 44. What are the Crown dependencies, and how are they governed in relation to the UK? A. They are independent countries that share a monarch with the UK. B. They are part of the UK and fully subject to its laws. C. They are self-governing possessions of the British Crown. D. They are former colonies with no current ties to the UK. Answer. C. They are self-governing possessions of the British Crown. The Crown dependencies, which include the Isle of Man and the Channel Islands, are not part of the United Kingdom, but are self-governing possessions under the sovereignty of the British Crown. Question 45. Describe the UK's National Health Service and its founding principles. A. A private healthcare system based on insurance. B. A public service providing free healthcare at the point of use. C. A military medical service for veterans only. D. A healthcare system funded entirely by donations. Answer. B. A public service providing free healthcare at the point of use. The National Health Service, NHS, was established in 1948 based on the principles of being free at the point of use, funded through general taxation, and available to all UK residents. Question 46. What is the significance of Shakespeare in British literature and global culture? A. He was a minor playwright with little influence. B. He wrote the national anthem of the UK. C. His works are considered foundational in English literature and have had a profound global impact. D. He was primarily known for his novels. Answer. C. His works are considered foundational in English literature and have had a profound global impact. William Shakespeare is regarded as one of the greatest writers in English literature, with his plays and poems influencing countless cultures and languages worldwide. Question 47. What architectural style is the Houses of Parliament known for? A. Art Deco. B. Victorian. C. Gothic Revival. D. Brutalist. Answer. C. Gothic Revival. The Houses of Parliament in London are a prime example of Gothic Revival architecture, a style that became popular in the 19th century. Question 48. How does the UK address regional disparities in economic development? A. By focusing investment solely in London. B. Through equal distribution of resources across all regions. C. with targeted economic policies and devolution of powers. D. By ignoring regional disparities. Answer: C. With targeted economic policies and devolution of powers. The UK government addresses regional disparities by implementing targeted economic policies and devolving powers to regional governments to stimulate economic growth across different areas. Question 49. What international agreement resulted in the cessation of hostilities on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month? A. The Treaty of Paris. B. The Armistice of 1918, ending World War I. C. The Munich Agreement. D. The Treaty of Versailles. Answer: B. The Armistice of 1918, ending World War I. The armistice signed on November 11, 1918, marked the end of hostilities in World War I at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Question 50. What event in 1969 led to significant reforms in the UK voting system? A. The moon landing inspired technological advancements. B. Widespread protests demanded more democratic processes. C. The Voting Rights Act was passed. D. The establishment of the secret ballot. Answer: C. The Voting Rights Act was passed. In 1969, the Voting Rights Act introduced significant reforms in the UK voting system, including lowering the voting age from 21 to 18. Question 51. How did the Acts of Union 1800 affect the political landscape of the United Kingdom? A. They separated England from Scotland. B. They unified Ireland and Britain into a single kingdom. C. They established colonies in America. D. They dissolved the monarchy. Answer: B. They unified Ireland and Britain into a single kingdom. The Acts of Union 1800 merged the Kingdom of Great Britain and the Kingdom of Ireland into a single political entity, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Question 52. What role does the monarch play in the UK's constitutional framework? A. The monarch has absolute power over government decisions. B. The monarch's role is largely ceremonial with no real executive power. C. The monarch is responsible for electing the Prime Minister. D. The monarch manages the UK's economic policies. Answer: B. The monarch's role is largely ceremonial with no real executive power. In the UK's constitutional framework, the monarch's duties are primarily ceremonial, and real political power is exercised by elected officials. Question 53. What was the primary outcome of the UK's 2016 referendum? A. The decision to join the European Union. B. The decision to leave the European Union, known as Brexit. C. The approval of the Human Rights Act. D. The reform of the House of Commons. Answer: B. The decision to leave the European Union, known as Brexit. The 2016 referendum resulted in a decision to leave the European Union, an event commonly referred to as Brexit. Question 54. Who was known as the Iron Lady of British politics? A. Queen Elizabeth I. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Theresa May. D. Angela Merkel. Answer: B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher, the Prime Minister from 1979 to 1990, was known as the Iron Lady due to her uncompromising politics and leadership style. Question 55. What is the primary role of the Leader of the Opposition in the UK? A. To serve as the head of military forces. B. To represent the UK in international negotiations. C. To lead the government's executive actions. D. To provide a formal alternative to the government and lead the opposition in Parliament? Answer: D. To provide a formal alternative to the government and lead the opposition in Parliament. The leader of the opposition is responsible for challenging and scrutinizing the government and representing an alternative government. Question 56. Which treaty officially ended the American Revolutionary War, recognizing American independence from British rule? A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Treaty of Ghent. D. The Treaty of London. Answer: A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. The Treaty of Paris, signed in 1783, officially ended the American Revolutionary War and recognized American independence from British rule. Question 57. What is the City of London, and how does it differ from London? A. It is the financial district within the larger metropolis of London. B. It is the historical and ceremonial county within the UK. C. It refers to London's governmental district. D. It is a separate city that competes with London. Answer: A. It is the financial district within the larger metropolis of London. The City of London is a distinct area within London, known for being the financial district and having its own local government structures. Question 58. What major public event occurs annually on November 5th in the UK and why? A. The Queen's birthday is celebrated. B. Guy Fawkes Night is observed to mark the failure of the Gunpowder Plot. C. It marks the signing of the Magna Carta. D. It celebrates the end of World War I. Answer: B. Guy Fawkes Night is observed to mark the failure of the Gunpowder Plot. This event, also known as Bonfire Night, involves fireworks and bonfires to commemorate the failure of Guy Fawkes' plot to blow up the Houses of Parliament in 1605. Question 59. Who discovered penicillin, and why was this significant? A. Marie Curie, leading to advances in radiation therapy. B. Alexander Fleming. It led to the development of antibiotics. C. Isaac Newton, contributing to medical physics. D. Charles Darwin, impacting biological sciences. Answer: B. Alexander Fleming. It led to the development of antibiotics. Alexander Fleming's discovery of penicillin in 1928 was significant because it revolutionized the field of medicine by introducing the use of antibiotics, which could effectively treat bacterial infections. Question 60. What global event did the UK play a leading role in founding after World War II? A. The creation of the United Nations. B. The establishment of NATO. C. The formation of the European Union. D. The launch of the International Space Station. Answer: A. The creation of the United Nations. After World War II, the UK was instrumental in the founding of the United Nations, an organization aimed at promoting international peace and cooperation. Question 61. What major change occurred in the British monarchy in the 1930s involving King Edward VIII? A. He led Britain into World War II. B. He established the Commonwealth. C. He abdicated the throne to marry Wallis Simpson. D. He signed the Acts of Union. Answer: C. He abdicated the throne to marry Wallis Simpson. King Edward VIII abdicated the British throne in 1936 to marry Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee, which was against the advice of his government. Question 62. What is the royal assent, and what role does it play in UK legislation? A. It is the King's formal refusal to approve a bill. B. It is the formal approval by the monarch to pass a bill into law. C. It represents the public voting on legislation. D. It is the process by which a bill is debated in Parliament. Answer B. It is the formal approval by the monarch to pass a bill into law. Royal assent is the final step required for a parliamentary bill to become law, symbolically granted by the monarch. Question 63. Who was responsible for the creation of the Commonwealth of Nations and why? A. Queen Elizabeth I to extend her influence. B. Winston Churchill to strengthen post-war alliances. C. King George VI to manage colonial independence movements. D. Queen Victoria to honor her jubilee. Answer C. King George VI to manage colonial independence movements. The modern Commonwealth was formed under King George VI as a means of managing decolonization and transforming the British Empire into a voluntary association of independent states. Question 64. What crisis in 1956 marked a turning point in British foreign policy? A. The Falklands War. B. The Suez Crisis. C. The Cuban Missile Crisis. D. The Berlin Crisis. Answer B. The Suez Crisis. The Suez Crisis of 1956, involving the invasion of Egypt by Britain, France, and Israel, marked a significant turning point, highlighting the limitations of British power and leading to a reassessment of its role on the global stage. Question 65. What is the primary legal source of the UK Constitution? A. The Magna Carta. B. Statute law, common law, and conventions. C. The European Union treaties. D. The Bill of Rights. Answer B. Statute law, common law, and conventions. Unlike many other countries, the UK does not have a single written constitution but relies on statutes, common laws, and constitutional conventions as its legal sources. Question 66. Which British ruler is known for translating religious texts into English, significantly impacting the Reformation? A. King Henry VIII. B. Queen Elizabeth I. C. King James I. D. King Charles I. Answer C. King James I. King James I commissioned the King James Bible, a landmark English translation of the Bible published in 1611, which had a profound impact on English Christianity and the wider English language. Question 67. What is the significance of the annual Trooping the Colour ceremony? A. It commemorates Britain's independence. B. It celebrates the monarch's official birthday. C. It marks the signing of the Magna Carta. D. It honours the British military's role in World War I. Answer B. It celebrates the monarch's official birthday. Trooping the Colour is an annual ceremony held in London to officially celebrate the British sovereign's birthday, featuring a parade and displays by the British Army. Question 68. Who was the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century? A. Winston Churchill. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Tony Blair. D. Harold Wilson. Answer B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher served as the Prime Minister from 1979 to 1990, making her the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century. Question 69. What does the term Blitz refer to in the context of British history? A. A fast military campaign during the Napoleonic Wars. B. The strategic bombing campaign by Germany against the UK in World War II. C. A rapid series of legislative acts by Parliament in the 1800s. D. A popular British sports event. Answer B. The strategic bombing campaign by Germany against the UK in World War II. The Blitz refers to the sustained bombing campaign conducted by Nazi Germany against Britain in 1940 and 1941 during World War II. Question 70. What are the Salisbury Convention and its relevance to the legislative process in the UK? A. A rule that prohibits the House of Lords from vetoing budget bills. B. An agreement that the House of Lords will not oppose the second reading of a government bill mentioned in an election manifesto. C. A treaty between the UK and the EU regulating trade laws. D. A judicial rule used by the UK Supreme Court in constitutional cases. Answer. B. An agreement that the House of Lords will not oppose the second reading of a government bill mentioned in an election manifesto. The Salisbury Convention is a constitutional convention that respects the democratic mandate of the House of Commons by not blocking legislation that is promised in the government's election manifesto. Question 71. How did the Reform Acts of the 19th and early 20th centuries transform the British electoral system? A. They limited voting rights to a select few. B. They abolished the monarchy's influence in elections. C. They expanded the electorate, including lowering property requirements and giving women the vote. D. They centralized electoral control. Answer. C. They expanded the electorate, including lowering property requirements and giving women the vote. The Reform Acts significantly broadened the voting base in the UK by reducing property requirements for men and eventually extending voting rights to women. Question 72. What was the impact of the Winter of Discontent on British politics? A. It led to the strengthening of trade unions. B. It resulted in significant economic growth. C. It triggered the fall of the Labour government and led to the election of Margaret Thatcher. D. It had no noticeable impact on politics. Answer. C. It triggered the fall of the Labour government and led to the election of Margaret Thatcher. The Winter of Discontent, characterized by widespread strikes and economic turmoil in the late 1970s, contributed to the electoral defeat of the Labour government and the rise of Margaret Thatcher's Conservative government in 1979. Question 73. What major environmental challenge does the UK face, and what measures are being taken to address it? A. Overfishing, with policies in place to regulate marine conservation areas. B. Air pollution, with initiatives to increase electric vehicle use and reduce emissions. C. Deforestation, with large-scale reforestation projects. D. Desertification, with efforts to introduce sustainable farming practices. Answer. B. Air pollution, with initiatives to increase electric vehicle use and reduce emissions. The UK faces significant challenges from air pollution, especially in urban areas, and has implemented various measures, including promoting the use of electric vehicles and setting ambitious emission reduction targets. Question 74. Describe the role of the Lord Chancellor in the UK government. A. Head of the Judiciary and Speaker of the House of Lords. B. Responsible for defence and military affairs. C. In charge of the Treasury and economic policy. D. The Chief Ambassador to foreign nations. Answer. A. Head of the Judiciary and Speaker of the House of Lords. The Lord Chancellor traditionally played a key role as the head of the judiciary and presiding officer of the House of Lords, although recent reforms have modified these responsibilities. Question 75. What historic agreement was signed in 1998 to help bring peace to Northern Ireland? A. The Belfast Agreement, also known as the Good Friday Agreement. B. The Easter Monday Agreement. C. The St. Patrick's Day Treaty. D. The Ulster Pact. Answer. A. The Belfast Agreement, also known as the Good Friday Agreement. The Good Friday Agreement was signed in 1998 and was instrumental in ending the majority of the violence of the Troubles, a political conflict in Northern Ireland. Question 76. What is the primary function of the Cabinet Office in the UK government? A. To manage the personal affairs of the monarch. B. To oversee the operations of the Parliament. C. To support the Prime Minister and ensure the effective running of government. D. To regulate the financial sector and banking. Answer: C. To support the Prime Minister and ensure the effective running of government. The Cabinet Office plays a central role in the administration of the government of the United Kingdom, supporting the Prime Minister and coordinating the functions of government departments. Question 77. How did the Balfour Declaration affect British foreign policy in the Middle East? A. It committed Britain to establishing a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. B. It severed all British ties with Middle Eastern nations. C. It declared war on the Ottoman Empire. D. It recognized the independence of all Arab states. Answer: A. It committed Britain to establishing a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. The Balfour Declaration of 1917 had significant implications for British foreign policy in the Middle East, setting the stage for the establishment of Israel and affecting relations with Arab countries. Question 78. What is the doctrine of Cabinet collective responsibility? A. All members of the Cabinet must publicly support all decisions made in Cabinet. B. The Cabinet is responsible for all government spending. C. Cabinet members are not allowed to vote on legislation. D. The Cabinet must approve all military actions. Answer: A. All members of the Cabinet must publicly support all decisions made in Cabinet. Cabinet collective responsibility is a constitutional convention in the UK government that members of the Cabinet must publicly support all decisions made in the Cabinet, even if they do not privately agree with them. Question 79. Who was the first British astronaut to go into space, and what was the mission? A. Tim Peake on the International Space Station mission. B. Helen Sharman on the Juno mission. C. Michael Foale on the Columbia mission. D. Piers Sellers on the Discovery mission. Answer: B. Helen Sharman on the Juno mission. Helen Sharman became the first British astronaut to go into space in 1991 aboard the Soyuz TN-12, participating in the Juno mission. Question 80. What legal reforms did the Constitutional Reform Act 2005 introduce in the UK? A. It abolished the House of Lords. B. It established the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom, separating the judicial role of the House of Lords. C. It created the position of Prime Minister. D. It removed the monarchy's ability to veto legislation. Answer: B. It established the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom, separating the judicial role of the House of Lords. The Constitutional Reform Act 2005 was significant for establishing the UK Supreme Court and removing the judicial functions from the House of Lords, thereby further separating the powers of government.